Welcome back to the Python tutorial series. I'm so glad you're here. This is the 43rd video in the series, and today we will go over data analysis by using pandas in Python. We will first go over what a series is in pandas, then we will go over how to analyze data files by using data frames. So let's get started. I created a new file called pandaseries.py and imported pandas as PD and numpy as np. If you don't have pandas and numpy already installed, you can use the command pip install pandas and pip install numpy. I'm gonna create a series and set it equal to pd.series, and it's gonna have 4 random numbers. And I'm gonna name this series values. So now if I print this series, it will output 4 numbers. And there you have it, 1.9, 0.15, negative 0.34, and 0.29. If I wanted the numbers to be positive, I could do s equals np.abs, and it would take the absolute value of this series, then I can multiply it by 10. And now when I run it again, you see it's all positive numbers. The indexing currently starts at 0 and it goes 0, 1, 2, 3. But I can change the indexing by doing s.index and then setting that equal to 4 values. So I'll do freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. Now when I run this again, you'll see that it has freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. If I just wanted to print the value for senior, I could do it by doing print s, then in brackets I'll do senior. And this is sort of like indexing in a dictionary. And there you have it, senior is 1.736, that long number. If I wanted to see information regarding s such as min and max and the standard deviation, I could print s.describe. Now when I run this, you'll see it has the count, mean, standard deviation, the min and max, and the quartiles. You can even do more things with Pandas series and add more parameters, but I'm not going to go any further on series. If you want to see more on Pandas series, feel free to see the documentation to Pandas link below. Now that we know how to use Pandas for series, let's use Pandas to analyze CSV and Excel files. I created a file called pandasdataframes.py and imported pandas and numpy like before. Now I'm going to create a data frame and set it equal to pd.readcsv, and we'll read a CSV file called jonathankarrrunningdata.csv. And in case you were wondering, this is what it looks like. So now going back to Python, I'm going to print the data frame to see what it looks like in the terminal. As you see, it correctly imports the CSV file. There's just dots here because it's not displaying everything, it's just displaying the beginning and end of the CSV file. If I wanted to see the type of the data frame, I could print type df. And as you see, it's pandas.core.frame.dataframe. If I wanted to just see the distance column, I could do that by printing df and then the distance column. And as you see, it has the indexing here, then the miles here, 7 miles, 1 mile, 3 miles, 2 miles, and etc. So it successfully worked. I can also print specific rows. For example, if I wanted to print the second through the fourth row, I could. Now when I do this, it works. I can also print a group of columns and rows by doing df.ilock, and the 0th through 3rd index for the rows, and the 1st through 3rd index for the columns. And now when I run this, this will work, and it's going to print out the date, the day number, and the day of the week for the first 4 columns. I could also do df.lock, and here I can mix indices with titles. So I'll do df.index 1 through 5 to get indexes 1 through 4, and then for the columns I can do the date and the distance. And now when I run it, it works. You may see that the indices start at 0. I could change the indices numbers to equal the date by doing df equals df.setIndex to the date. Now if I were to print df, it would print the date as the indice. And here we go, on the left hand side it has the date instead of the number. If I wanted to, I could also print just the columns for the day and the week and the distance in miles. Now if I were to run this, it will work. And there you have it. If I wanted to see the sum for the total miles and the year, I could do that by printing df.sum. And when I run this, you'll see it took the sum of everything, including the days of the week. So it did Friday plus Thursday plus Wednesday, and we don't want that. We just only want to sum the numbers. So do df.sum numeric only, and then set that equal to true. Now when we run it, it will only give us back numbers. And we see here that the sum of the days is useless because that doesn't really mean anything, but the sum of the distance, elevation gain, and calories can be useful. And that's an overview of Pandas data frames. There's so much more with Pandas, and I'll link the documentation down below for you to explore if you want to look for something more specific regarding Pandas. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to follow along with this video series by subscribing and hitting the notification bell, or by clicking on the next video so that you can expand your knowledge about Python. And as always, I can't wait to see you next time.